there has been a huge shift in YouTube just in the last few months, and it has transformed my YouTube viewing experience. And I want to explain to you how that's happened. You see, it used to be that for me, YouTube was just watching a lot of big professional channels. I think a lot of people were just the same because that's mostly what we saw on YouTube was just the big channels, the big creators. And that's great because we were getting this high quality content, just kept us watching and kept us clicking. The only thing was that I always felt like I was just a spectator. It wasn't a bad experience on YouTube because I was finding things that I really liked to watch. But I always felt like commenting would have been kind of unnecessary because even if I had something that I wanted to comment or a question or a suggestion or something about the video, it really impacted me. I always felt like, why should I leave a comment on that video? Because there are already thousands and thousands of views and 2,000 comments. And if I put something in there, I'd just get lost. So I never really bothered to put any comments on videos. I used to read some of the comments and people would say interesting things, but I noticed that the content creator of that channel, in most of them at least, rarely would comment back or answer the comments, especially questions and things. And so I figured, well, why bother with it? Because it wouldn't even get noticed. But I have noticed something over the last few months, and you may have noticed too, that our YouTube feed in general has been changing a lot, that they are now promoting smaller channels much more frequently on everybody's YouTube feed. You may have noticed that channels are coming across your YouTube feed that are under 1,000 subscribers or maybe a little over, but just not really these big, huge channels. And if these channels look interesting to you, then might as well take a look at them because there is a hidden benefit in these smaller channels that I have found and a lot of people are finding these days. And it's really interesting to me to see that YouTube is responding to changes in people, changes in trends, not just in finding things that are trendy and exciting, but the trend being now that a lot of people are looking for material, for content that is more authentic. It's more real life, real people that are saying things that would be interesting to us in our normal lives. And this trend has brought a surge of new channels from people who are sharing their lives. A lot of them have specific niches of things that they're talking about, sharing their experience, sharing their stories. And a lot of these channels also don't have a specific niche, but they're focused on the person themselves that's sharing their life. And I'm finding that if there are people that you want to connect with, that you feel like they've got something in common with you, just following one of these, it gives you a chance to see somebody that's similar in some ways to you and learn from them and follow their life and their opinions on things. But this has been a trend, a really good trend that we've been waiting for. I think that it's happened a lot because people are getting tired of people being fake, basically, of what is not real, what is all dressed up. People's connections with social media, they're finding that they're not as deep as they want. So I'm seeing all of these channels come up, all kinds of different age groups, anywhere from 30s up to 60s. Thank God that's my group. But it's just so refreshing to see more reality. And the but the most important thing that I've seen in this trend is what I'm going to share with you right now. And that is the difference in the comments, the difference in the way that the comments are starting to form community in a really different way, nothing like you can do on other types of social media. But in the comments that you'll find on these smaller channels, the videos on these channels might have just a few views. It might have 20, 30, 100, a few hundred views, but they're not huge yet. And the comments that you'll see on these are getting answered by the content creator, getting responded to, and a lot more people respond to each other's comments. There are opinions and suggestions and questions. And I've seen some really neat things happen also in kind of a networking thing across some of these small channels where they're connected, loosely connected with each other. And if you start clicking on different ones of them, you might see some of the same people commenting on different channels and even referring to each other, just like a community, like a network. And what happened in my case was that when I started this channel, I started looking for similar channels because that's the best way to find out what you really want to do and how you want to do it, and look at channels that are similar and see what you like, what you don't like. So I started looking for these channels, and I started finding other smaller channels and looking at them and finding a number of people that I really wanted to keep track of, not just because of helping me make my videos, but their content was so interesting to me. And the comments, I started commenting also and getting response back and starting conversations in the comment section. I found one channel in particular that really caught my attention. It's Aging on Your Own Terms. Beautiful soul named Vicky, who shares her experience and her knowledge about aging and preparing things for the future, how you want it to come out. Just connected with her. In fact, I got this idea that wouldn't it be great if I could just talk to her and really get to know her for real? And so I made that suggestion in a comment. I said, could we just arrange a meeting online? She said, yeah, sure. And so we did. We connected with a Zoom call, and that was great. But that wasn't even the best part. The best part is that she invited me to be part of a Facebook group of small channel YouTube creators, of Gen X YouTube creators, which I'm not Gen X, I'm a boomer, but they let me be in anyway. And connecting with these people, I really got to say, it has changed me so much. It's changed so much, just the way I feel about doing YouTube and the way I feel about myself on YouTube. And these new friends that I've made, a small group of people that are most active in this group, it's been life-changing. I know that sounds pretty sensational, but really it has changed an awful lot of things about the way I'm functioning now and about the people that I'm in more close contact with. And we have all noticed and been so pleasantly surprised with the way that our communication has been building all of us up, not just for our channels. Yes, we're encouraging each other and making comments on, you should try this, and oh, that came out really well. But more than that, when somebody's down, when somebody's mourning or going through problems or just too busy to be able to handle things, we encourage each other. And even though we're all very different, even from a lot of different countries, we're finding a community in this I just never would have expected to find in this kind of a situation. So I have come up with this huge benefit just from starting to watch smaller channels, engaging in the comments, meeting people, and then getting into this group. Now, the group I'm in is a group of content creators. And if you don't have your own YouTube channel yet, I say yet because you really ought to give it a try. Getting on YouTube with your own channel, it'll do things for you that you would never imagine. I'm not talking about getting famous, being an influencer, and bringing in piles of money. Then who knows? That could happen for you. That would be great. But the thing it does for you is it helps you to figure out who you really are and what you really want to put out to the world. But even if you don't have your own YouTube channel yet, you can find that same benefit just in connecting with other people. And if you find people with similar interests, I can just see these little groups forming all over the place that's actually giving people another means to connect with others. Because now I've seen so many people that just withdraw because of problems they've had with friendships or just big changes they've had in their lives. And we all have that need to connect with other people in some way. And this is just another opportunity that I see. It can give us a way to have a connection that can actually make a difference. And I know that for me, it's making a huge difference. So I hope that when you see these small channels come through your feed, that you'll give them a try. Check them out. Look at their channel pages and take a look at the videos that they have and the kind of experience and the kind of content that might just help you to enrich your own life. Make a friend. And even if you don't reach out too much in the comments, you're going to find value there. After all, think about it. All the big channels had to start small. And so if you think of quality content, you might not find all the fancy editing and the fancy thumbnails, but what you're going to find is real people talking about real things. So give these channels a try. And I'm going to give you a head start on that in the description of this video. I'm going to put a link to the channels of my friends in our YouTube creators group because they're great people. And I really want you to get to know my friends too, since I count you as my friend, since you're viewing me right now. But yes, give them a try because YouTube and the shift that has happened is in our favor and it's for our good. So that's what I wanted to share with you for this time. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, why don't you go ahead and do that? We got to keep this conversation going, right? And uh, I used to think it was really kind of goofy when people would say at the end of their video, and I'll see you in my next video. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, they can't see me. And like, I can't see you, right? You see me. But if you comment, then I will see you, right? So anyway, I'll see you in my next video.